What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Sky, also known as Lil Piglet. Welcome back to another YouTube video. With the CDL's first major upon us, I thought there's no better time than to fill out this bracket. And I'm joined by two of my good friends, Timo Too Good and Statics Wars. And we're basically going to be predicting how all of these games are going to go and who's going to end up being our first winner of the year. Guys, how are we feeling today?
Excited. I'm very excited. Can't contain it, Piggy. I can't contain it anymore. Look, I'm fidgeting on my chair. Look at me, I'm fidgeting.
No, it's gonna be cold. I can't lie. I'm excited, man. Yeah. Any major is like qualifying matches is the warm up. It gets us, familiar with these teams. But when you get to the major, anyone can win, man. Anyone can win.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
Literally anybody.
Yes.
Anyone's taking our land. Trust me.
It's mad. We're gonna see who crumbles, who folds, who has the ice. I'm excited to see some of these rookies as well, like these new players, people like Gwyn, Lins, players like that. Like I'm excited to see if they crack under pressure. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be very interesting indeed.
But we do have the first part of the bracket already filled out. Day one's matches are today on Thursday, kicking off at 6:30 GMT, and yeah, we got some bangers. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. We got some bangers today.
These all look like finals. Like they could be finals.
They could. On like that winners bracket stacked. Like stacked. I feel like all the best teams are there.
Is Jesus Christ.
It's
okay,
insane.
hold on a second. They're asking for me to have my snacks on deck for how many hours? Jesus
like
Christ.
5, 6 maybe.
Yeah, safe. I can't lie. This weekend is going to be insane. Oh my god.
Well, I already said, like, if you need me, don't this weekend. Like, if you need me, I'm not going to be available. I'm going to be watching the CDL and playing rank play. That's all I'm doing for the next 4 days. That's it.
I'm going to be stuffing my face with pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, pizza.
Wait, hold on a minute.
What topping, though, are we talking, though?
Yeah, let's talk about the real stuff.
I can't do that.
No. What topping are we having on this pizza?
Do you know what it is, right? You guys don't know the two good toppings. I can't leak it. I can't, This is gatekeeping. Ah, man, listen, when it gets hit, I can't lie. That's the only thing I can gatekeep in this life.
He just doesn't want to tell people he likes olives.
That one, cool. People got to charge. You know
I hear it. You just don't want to tell people you like olives in your pizza. That's all it is.
Okay.
Pineapples.
Olives and pineapples.
Olives, pineapples, and tuna. I hear it.
Olives and pineapples are so far away from my pizza, you wouldn't even believe it. The only thing I'm guilty of is having barbecue base. Listen,
no, you're not guilty.
No.
That's an unpopular opinion, but that's viable in my opinion.
Yep. Barbecue
base is slept on heavily. Heavily. But anyway, now that we've got the really important stuff out of the way, let's dive into the matches we're going to be seeing today. So I believe Faze versus Guerrillas is game number 1 today. I mean, I would spend time deliberating who could win this and all that rubbish, but do we really need that much time, guys?
Nope.
We'll take a Faze?
I don't think so, Piggy.
I think we'll take a Faze, right?
Nah.
Yeah,
they don't lose that. Like,
no, they don't lose that.
They've won every single match so far in qualifiers. I don't think LAG is the team that's going to bring them down, come through and just...
I mean, it might be a valiant effort,
Well, in the Vanguard season, Guerrillas... Modern Warfare 2... The Guerrillas did put up a little fight. I forgot what map it was, but there was a map where they really sent Faze into a map 5.
Yeah.
Obviously, they won it 3-2, but it wasn't no stroll in the park for Faze. I can tell you that for free. But obviously, the roster's changed now.
Yeah. So this LAG, I don't know if they got the minerals.
Damn.
I don't know if they got it. And do you know what it is? As a round 1, I just think Faze are just going to come out hot. I don't think Faze are dropping to losers to Guerrillas. If it was like a Faze versus like Ultra or Subliners, and then you can kind of make an argument for it. But those smaller teams, I think they're just going to steamroll them, especially in winners bracket.
I've been watching LAG closely, and the only reason why I've been watching them closely is because of this one player called Estrel, right?
Oh yeah.
Estrel seems to be the player that makes all the plays for them. Once he makes the plays and is successful, just like any other team, obviously, they really do reach a flow state like I've never seen before. Guerrillas can be dangerous. It's just whether do you have it in you to put down Faze like a stray dog, because that's how you got to do it, really.
Yeah.
If you're going to put Faze down, you got to put them down like they're wild animals. Like,
They'd have to come with a very different battalion.
If they can start early and they can get their gunnies firing and, you know, keep the likes of Simp, Cell, and Abizi just, you know, in their cages.
Yeah.
There's a slight chance, but we all know when it comes to HPs, once Faze start finding their form and familiarizing themselves, that's it. You know, they're gonna chain almost every hill. So yeah, I'm gonna say for the first round, Faze Guerrillas. I'm gonna go with Faze. I think it's gonna be a 3-0.
Yeah, so
you can't put one or two of those Faze members down. It has to be 3 out of 4 minimum if you're gonna get anything from that result. And considering how both of you have both spoken about Guerrillas, I feel like it's
ain't got that dog in them, man.
Might not be the game I whip out the pizza for. That's all
I might eat the wedges. A couple of wedges.
Yeah. The wedges and the spicy wings.
Not even the wings, low key. Save the wings too. Just eat them wedges. So we got Faze winning against LAG. Next up, we have Heretics at OpTic Gaming. Okay. And I just want to say, CDL, why'd you hate me? Like, why'd you hate me? What's going on? My favorite team, my favorite CDL team ever, and my pick for this year, should I say, in Heretics, going off against each other again. I just had to deal with this in the qualifiers.
Yeah, and I can't lie, that one was
And you know what? This one's hard, right? Because OpTic are kind of known for starting off slow in majors. And you can't start off slow against Heretics. I mean, they already beat them once. Like, Heretics already beat OpTic. I'm pretty sure it was a hot 3-0 as well. And coming off of that L, I'm not saying, I don't think OpTic are worried. I just think, like, unless they treat Heretics like their Faze and it's like, we can't lose this, they will most likely lose. Like, if they don't have any other mentality other than we need to steamroll, like, we're not losing the map, basically. I think if they give Heretics an inch, the Heretics are taking
take a whole yard.
They're taking that
Give
game.
them an inch, they'll take a whole yard.
I hate to say it.
Do you know what, Piggy? I so hear that, you know, because I was thinking about what's the mentality that OpTic are going to go into this major with. And do you know what? They've just got to be ruthless. Like, they've got to treat every opponent like it's a final, because the way you guys played in the qualifiers, you know, you're a lot better than that.
Like, more like Piggy said, like, if they don't start well, they could sink. They need to. This is probably one of the times where, you know, they're not playing against the other teams here that they've had a bit more familiarity around. Miami are relatively new in the sense of they haven't been in this format for a while.
Exactly.
But now, you know, that they've reinvigorated in it and they've played well at qualifiers, they're going to have a bit of a chip on their shoulder. Be like, well, we should have been here the entire time.
Yeah.
OpTic are now going to be in a position where, like, yo, we're
here.
here. We need to tee up. Exactly. So it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting exchange.
I think OpTic take it 3-2.
Yeah,
I think OpTic win it 3-2. I think it goes to game 5, and I think Heretics push OpTic to the point they have to take it.
Same scoreline, different team winner.
Okay.
So you say 3-2 Miami.
I mean, if it's a game 5, we can go either way at that point. So yeah, I hear both.
Yeah, man, that kid Lucky, man, what a player. You know, he's incredible. Never seen him play in my life, but he's playing like he's been in the CDL, you know, like he can hang with the Cells, the Simps, the Dashies, the Shotsies. That's how he's been playing, which is the reason why I think Miami could steal it.
The only reason why I say, like, potentially not is because of how long it's actually been since they've been on the big stage. These players, don't get me wrong, they are a hype team and they thrive off of vibes, but we all know what happens when you go up against OpTic and that crowd is not with you. Like, they are ruthless, they will scream in your face, and I understand Heretics, you know, they experienced it back on BO4, but it's been a very long time since Black Ops 4, and OpTic have played in literally every single year. So, like, those players have been on main stage for so long now, it's like their bread and butter. I don't even know if they get nervous anymore. So, and I do feel like OpTic get better on stage. They do get better.
Yeah, so, I feel like a part of me, I could be wrong here, but I feel like OpTic, they gain more confidence at LAN. Like, the moment they hit LAN, it's like, a win, okay, yeah, I'm familiar here. Like, this is calm.
They just, if they get a win, like a map win, if they get the first hard point,
yeah, it could be a 3-0.
It could be insane. Yeah, it will set the pace.
I actually want to say that I actually think OpTic win. I don't know what the scoreline will be.
Yeah, scoreline's hard.
I don't wanna say it's gonna be a whitewash. I also don't want to say it's gonna go to a game 5. It could be either. But I generally think based on know-how, familiarity with their stage, obviously, like I don't think, like you said, in terms of atmosphere, as much as Miami work on like vibes and energy to kind of carry them through, that green wall is just different. It's unlike anything. I look at sports and entertainment, and I put them up there with how crazy it can really get.
Some of the most passionate
when those players use that energy towards, you know, their game style or their gameplay, it can be extremely difficult, as we've seen in the past.
Yeah. I think that's 2-1, but I don't think any of us would be surprised if we see Heretics come out.
Oh no! I mean, listen, it's. I think that's the beauty of it.
Matchup. Yeah, it's a super hard one.
That's the beauty of it. It's just
I just about have OpTic edge in it. It's minuscule, but I believe in the boys. I can't lie. I believe in the boys. They just faced them. They lost 3-0. I believe they went back to the drawing board. They did the homework. I don't think Karma is gonna let them go in there and lose again like that. So we have Faze winning their matchup. We got OpTic winning theirs. Next is another banger. Ultra and Surge. We're getting fed. We're getting fed. In this major, fed good. This is where the pizza comes out. When the pizza comes out for Heretics or OpTic,
the pizza comes out.
This is the wings as well. Everything's out at this point.
This is where like you should be on your second slice by now. Yeah. Like you have the first slice because it was too tempting not to take. I might have
gone through half the pizza with OpTic Heretics. I can't lie.
I hear it. Do you know what? Fez.
Surge is 3-4 in terms of series wins. Ultra is 6-1. So overall, there is a clear dominator here. But when Surge is on top in their matches, they look unstoppable. They actually kind of remind me of the same intensity of Faze when they're playing at their best. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be an easy matchup for Ultra. I feel like it's a really good one for them. It's not going to be comfortable, but it will test the waters for them to see where they're at right now for this.
I think
for this
with
major.
Ultra, the way they want to exceed and succeed, I think this is a good matchup for them, just to set the tempo for them. You play a Surge and you win against a Surge team who's, let's just say, didn't make it easy. That will set you up for your next few games.
No matter whether you are Ultra or Surge, whoever wins that one, or pretty much whoever loses. If you lose, you're going to be hot. If you win, you're going to be hot. So I don't look at it as like a very...
It's not
a bad matchup.
What they do say though, if you're in the losers bracket, you play the most games, which means that that's more games for you to like rectify mistakes if you win and all that stuff and blah blah blah.
If you lose a close match against like any of these winners teams, you could really start a disgusting losers run. Like you could just steamroll throughout it. Yep. But if you get bodied, that's the issue. If you get bodied in winners and drop to losers, that's the problem. Because if you weren't able to catch fire, at least in your first game, you just might get double bopped out.
I'm gonna say 3-2 Surge. Now I know I've said 3-2 already with the previous scores. I think what I noticed with the first majors in general is that anything can happen. Anyone could win a map because it's the first major, right? Obviously we're aware Faze has dominated qualifiers. Cool, easy to predict, blah blah blah. But Surge, my team, the Redemption team. You guys have to prove that this team that was put together isn't just no ordinary team. Everybody's got a point to prove in this team. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's no better time than coming up against Ultra in your first game to prove that you guys are back. You got RCTs. We're all aware of RCTs. He's a very good shooter, very good.
He's the only question mark I have on that team.
RCTs, yes, is the biggest question mark because when he has stinkers. It is so sad.
They're really bad.
Like they are
really
so
bad.
It is a bad game.
It is terrible.
It's the worst I've seen.
And the thing is as well, I think
ARs.
I've seen players as well, guys. Yeah, I think I've seen people see another player do bad and target them specifically.
Yeah,
it's
put them in a blender.
Yeah, like put them in an absolute blendy. So RCs just needs to be careful of that. But if RCs is able to like be at the forefront of his team's success, then I think Surge have got a real good chance in this tournament.
Do you know what? I actually think I agree with Wars with the 3-2 to Surge. People might think it's a faded take. I don't really care. But I feel like I'm not looking at Surge to be comfortable with being a middle of the pack team. When I look at that team, I don't think, they're going to be a great electric team that's going to sit at the top of the middle of the pack. I generally think those players believe that they are top 3 quality, like capability wise on paper, like in performance when they're playing their best. I think those players generally know that they are top 3. So when you have a team with that much confidence, there's no way Illy's come back to the league to not beat the best teams in the world. Like, I know that mentality on that team is not, oh yeah, we'll just kind of try our best. No, they're telling themselves they're better than everybody else. And if they really believe that and they they get RCEs on that same level of confidence, because when RCEs had that level of confidence, he was disgusting. Like, he was literally almost unkillable when he was confident in his ability. If that's the case, I fully can see Surge beating an Ultra team. I'm sorry, like like Ultra have some series sometimes where it's like, maybe not in these qualifiers, but even last year, like they'd be on fire and they'll just lose. Like, and there's like, they'll just look flat. Now, don't get me wrong, once they get to losers, I have a very different opinion on Ultra. I don't think they stay losers. So I think they make it all the way out of it, in my opinion. They're one of those teams, if they drop down, I have them get into the finals anyway. But in that kind of matchup, first game on, I feel like Surge could definitely just edge it out. Yeah, we're putting down Surge, but yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh my God, if Ultra take that, let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But okay, cool. So we've got Faze, we got OpTic, and we've got Surge taking those first 3 games. Last one now in the winners bracket, we got Subliners versus Minnesota Rokkr. Interesting, this one. Yeah. This one's interesting because I feel like I don't expect much from Rokkr, but I feel like they have upset potential. So like, I feel like consistency wise, I don't expect a lot from them, but I feel like they can get a big dub against a team that you don't expect them to win against.
I think after winning the major and then the championship, I think that has just installed an enormous amount of confidence in them. Yeah, and they actually haven't slowed down since then as well. They've still look dominant while on top, which is so key. And not just in esports, any competition wise, the hardest bit, is winning it and staying on top. Yeah. Because everyone then wants to beat you. Anyone that comes against Subliners, it's like, we beat Subliners, we have an opportunity to actually win the competition because we beat a champion, for example, or whatever it may be. But in regards to Rokkr, they're not exactly a new squad. The players that they got in there were in the CDL last year, competing. Obviously, Accuracy was with Seattle, Awakening was with Boston, Vivid, I believe, was with Boston as well. So we can see already there, Vivid and Awakening, the chemistry is already there. Link up, I know they've got a new player called Linz. He's their little prodigy or something. Yeah. And apparently Linz has been playing out of his mind. Yeah, this Rokkr team with Accuracy, because I know Accuracy is a bit of an IGL. This Rokkr team seems, I think they can get a map, but I don't know if they'll win the game. I think they'll win a map. I think Subliners will take it on like a 3-1. I think it'll be 3-1 as well. Yeah, I think it'll be a 3-1. I think they could probably win a search, and then Subliners will just get pissed off and then win control HP. Yeah. No. I think that's how it'll go. I think they'll dominate the respawn. No, it's true. I can actually see that. They're like, all right, guys, look in now. They got their map. What we doing? What we doing? Like, what we here for? They haven't shown any signs of weakness apart from their loss against Ultra, which, I mean, that was the finals literally last season. They've only lost to the runner-ups of last season. So I have no evidence to say Subliners are not winning this first game. I have zero evidence to say that. So I agree. 3-1, I think they'll have a comfortable match. I think their next match will test them properly. So are we concluding the winners bracket there? I feel like, are we? I mean, I'm not arguing that. Listen. I watched enough Subliners during qualifiers for you to kind of, you don't even have to ask me. We already know where I'm going with this one. Still, our pizza will probably be done by this point. I'm gonna switch over to nachos or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool. All right, cool. So our winners bracket is looking like we got Faze versus OpTic, and then we will have Surge versus Subliners. LA Thieves versus Los Angeles Guerrillas, both LA teams. Both LA. In elimination round 1. Little rival match there, actually. LA. Yeah, okay. You better fight for your city. Yeah, you better fight for your city, man. They have the same series win ratio, 2 and 5, as each other. So it literally just comes down to who we think is gonna decide out. I don't know. I weirdly think Thieves might win that. Okay, here's my thing, right? Now, anybody in this bracket of elimination, right? They are, or losers as we call it, they're all fighting for relevancy.
but more so they're fighting to prove a point. And I think when you drop off from winners into losers, the whole point, like we spoke about in terms of your momentum, you do not want to be caught against a hungry pack of wolves or you know, a herd of hyenas, right? And that's kind of how I've identified losers, right? So I would like to think if the Guerrillas drop into this, well, I mean, they are going to, I feel like Thieves are just going to be chomping at the bit to kind of prove everyone wrong.
Yeah,
and I think
them,
if they can actually, you know, get in their rhythm, and maybe it might even be that Guerrillas are too down by the performance against Faze, that's the perfect opportunity for them to kind of, you know, take advantage of it. So I actually agree with Piggy. I think I'm gonna go Thieves here.
I feel like I don't feel like that Faves and Guerrillas match is gonna be close. So I don't think LAG are gonna feel like they've even played. Now, mind you, last time LA Thieves and Guerrillas faced off against each other, it was a 3-0 to LAG. They did win 3-0 back in December. But I don't know if I don't know if I really take that into consideration like that. Because it was the first matchup, it's the beginning of the year. I don't really think it even matters. Like, I don't think because they won their first game like against them, it's gonna play a part in LAN. Like all these teams are completely different teams by now. Like, I'll be real, none of these teams play like how they did back in December at the beginning of these qualifying weeks.
I truly believe as a player in the LAG roster, right? Okay, so going into it, you're going up against FaZe. I would obviously, you want to win. You go there thinking you can win.
Yeah,
you've got to be somewhat realistic at the same time. But I would look at that match as like, right, we play our absolute best against FaZe. We are seriously warm for the losers bracket. Saying that, when they go up against Thieves, I think Thieves are a good team. 100%. I think they're a good team with Ghosty.
I believe in the Ghost, man.
Who else? There's another player. What's his name? Joe Thieves. That's it.
Yeah.
Joe Thieves. Yeah. So Ghosty. Obviously, he's probably their IGL. Joe Thieves as well. When he pops off, looks incredible. Fro. I've heard he's coming into form as well. Cammy, I haven't heard too much about. I think Cammy's just still, you know, trying to find his form.
Cammy had some clutch moments in the last series. Yeah, Cammy.
I just personally for me, I think Guerrillas take this. It might unpopular opinion, you know.
No, I think
Guerrillas take it. Then again, I have been watching most of the qualifiers, and Thieves, despite Thieves only winning 2 games or 2 maps or whatever. Yeah. I just think the team that play better, like as a team, chemistry, like everything, all the call-outs just are making sense. You know, they're getting good COD timing. That team for me is Guerrillas at the moment. Because with Thieves, I've seen Thieves capitulate in games where they should have won. Yeah. And that's a red flag as a team to know that it's in your hands to win and you lose.
Yeah. To be fair, they did push Subliners as well. LAG did push Subliners to game 5.
So I would give it. I think that game's going to around map 5. I think that's going to be 3-2 Guerrillas. I think, like I said, because this is Major 1, we're going to see a lot of like mistakes, maybe key nades and all that kind of stuff. You know, everyone's going to have the jitters, especially with the new rosters as well. Miami Heretic, Seattle Surge. You know, they're not new, but like the squad, I mean, as a whole is new. You know, we're gonna see some definitely like some EBGBs in there, but I think Guerrillas, will clutch it 3-2.
I feel the only reason why I'm saying LA Thieves because I really believe in Ghosty. It's weird, like any team that he's on, I just feel like there's a spirit of OpTic.
I hear that.
He's so good, but in terms of teamwork, I hear you. LAG they do edge it out a bit more. I feel like they look like the more put together team, and I guess LA Thieves is still pretty much a question mark. This will probably give us a solidified like idea on every single one of these teams, the ones that we're not too sure about still. But yeah, I guess if you had to choose one, LAG right now, looking a bit more polished.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Thieves. I think.
Thieves.
I'm going Thieves.
Excellent.
Thieves, yeah. Okay.
I just think like I said, I feel like. I don't know. I mean, maybe history can, you know, teach me a lesson here. But I just feel like if you get slammed in your first major, because I assume that, you know, LAG are gonna probably get slammed. it's the mentality you use to pick yourself up here. And I don't know how much of a rallying cry it's going to require for those players to, you know, excel in the losers bracket. I just feel like psychology for me is going to play a big part here. And I look at anything, both teams are probably neck and neck. It's going to be a hard contest, but it's a matter of where the mental is.
We do have LA Thieves taking that one. The next match will actually be, this is very interesting. It will be a Heretics versus Vegas Legion match.
Buddy.
Heretics versus Vegas. Vegas is currently our bottom team at the moment with 1 win and 6
Who's
L's.
on that team? Standy, Attach.
I don't remember the rest of my heart.
Standy, Attach.
Just
You
to tell
got
you
Nero and Purge.
Yeah, that team.
It's not even a bad team, to be honest.
It's not a bad team.
Not.
If I had Playstore on it, and then I will never count them out. But they don't have Playstore.
Which is on.
I don't see one player in that team to really rally them enough to be starting and losers.
I feel bad because on paper you're a good team, but your qualifiers, you guys didn't show up.
I don't know.
With only one map win.
The thing is, they could have beat OpTic.
Yeah, they could have, but they got reverse swept.
I don't know what happened. But I'm like,
you got reverse swept. That means, after the what was it? So it goes hardpoint, S&D. So after the control, you had a HP and an S&D and lost. And to be fair though, Dashi clutched up in that last round because it was 6-5, wasn't it? It was around 11. One was planting bomb. The other one was sitting watching. Yeah. Well, trying to watch his back. But then Dashi killed the bomb planter. And then the guy tried to spin on him. And then Dashi just, did what he needed to do. Clutch up. But I just feel like moments like that
they need to ice up, man.
Yeah, you got to ice up, man. Like,
and it's not the first time that's happened to them. They got reverse swept by Royal Ravens as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, back in December. They've been reverse swept twice. So
and
it's
this is why.
You can't be doing that. You can't and against sorry, but if you're going up against Heretics.
This is a major, by the way.
This is not. You don't have to worry about ice. You have to get to the moment to have ice to worry about the ice. Heretics will let you get to that moment to have ice. Like they will bury you.
Yeah,
like Heretics will not. I don't see Heretics getting reverse swept, for example. That's not the type of team
that they are.
I look at and think,
that's
you're a reverse sweepable team. It's one of them crazy things that would happen. Like it's like wow, but definitely not by a Vegas Legion either. I mean, I can see it happening by like a Seattle Surge. They lost 3-2 to Seattle Surge. Like I'm pretty sure it was one of those matches where I think they could have won as well. They did lose it a little bit, but again, it's against Surge. So like unless you're one of those types of teams, I don't think you're losing the ball like that. I think Heretics take that pretty comfortably. I think that's a start of like a really good Heretics run.
Yeah, I think that could be a 3-0 or 3-1. I don't think they lose any more maps after that.
I don't think
they just look too strong, and I think this LAN Major 1, it will show how good Heretics really are. This new team, because it's easy to assume when a new team comes into the CDL, oh yeah, the Phases, the OpTics, the Subliners, they're all gonna shit on them. Nah, not this Miami Heretics team. I'm telling you, not this team. This team is looking to show up and actually cement themselves here. So.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
I think that is a Heretics style.
Yeah, I think they take that. Yep.
Now the next one's interesting.
Very.
This one's gonna be a good one as well. I can't lie. And that will actually be Ultra and Boston Breach matchup. Because as we had Surge going through. Now last time, I think it was the last time that they matched up. Breach won 3-0, but it was actually very early doors. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was mid-December, so they've had about 2 or 3 qualified weeks since then. I think we can all agree like that could have just been a blunder from Toronto, because since then they've gone 6-0. So maybe it was just like I don't know, like just an off day for Ultra when they lost 3-0. I don't see it going like that again. But I think Boston have been really proving to people that they are a scary team to watch. And if there was a team to make a losers bracket that's starting a losers, out of the ones that we see here, I think Boston Breach is probably a top pick for that.
Off the breach.
I think it's I think that's a tough matchup for Ultra, in my opinion, to go from Surge to Boston. If they lose, like, I think that's really unfortunate. Do I think they'll lose though? I actually don't. I don't think they lose that match. I'll be real, because I just don't see Ultra getting double bopped out. I don't see them getting double bopped out.
Neither do I.
I think they're going to the finals, kind of thing. I think this is gonna be like, they win this one, but after that, it doesn't matter who they face off. Like they're winning that.
Yeah, they're just gonna tower over everyone.
I think it's a Toronto win, but I'm sorry, team. Let's see your thoughts about your team. Defend your team.
I'm just gonna believe. Listen, I think okay, there's no joke that the first qualifier, or the first qualifier itself, was quite of a brutal awakening.
Yeah.
For Boston. I think they picked themselves up over the last two, and I honestly think it's a thing where it's rather unfortunate they did find themselves in the losers bracket. However, I look at it and think, look, they are hungry, and they've got the talent, they've got everything that is generally needed for them to succeed in this losers bracket. It would be a very remarkable ask for them to make it the whole way, because obviously there are other teams that are going to dip into this losers bracket that are going to give them a challenge, such as Ultra. However, I think crazier things have happened. I also think that, well, I have a complete belief in this team, regardless of where they are in this table. So I'm up the breach, man. I just gotta keep it. I gotta keep it true. I gotta keep it up. You know what I'm saying? So
that's 1-1 right now. You're the tiebreaker, Warren. Breach or Ultra?
For me, I'm going. I have to go with my head here over my heart, because I do like a lot of the teams, despite the ones I support.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, I think it's going to be an Ultra 3-2.
Either way, it's a hard matchup. I mean, whether it's Ultra or Surge, that's a really, really tough elimination bracket round one. So tough.
We're gonna prove you wrong.
Hey,
we love proving the doubters wrong. It's okay.
Yeah, I would like to see it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Not too many days.
And but, with that one, I don't need a pizza. That one.
Wait, you might need some alcohol.
He's a halo. Oh yeah.
I mean, by the end of it, shots. Maybe. Hey, there might be shots for celebration, or maybe a few more shots for you. Yeah, it could be a whole bottle for drown the sorrows. I can't lie.
Well, yeah, we'll have Ultra taking that. The last elimination round one matchup will be Royal Ravens versus Minnesota Rokkr. Now, in Claystar we trust till I die. No, I'm joking. No, but. I always do. I look at Claystar and I'm like, this is what you are made for. You do things that don't make sense in the Call of Duty history. You win championship tournaments, you get dropped, go to a bottom team, and you make them competitive. Every time you start in losers and you make stupid runs that make no sense.
A decent squad here. I didn't. You know, they got TJ Halley in there, Fellow, Gwyn. Like, these are all players that I'm sure Claystar would be happy with, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if players were literally thrown at him and said, right, Claystar, you're the IGL, this is the team that you're leading, I don't think he'd be mad.
He's had worse, the thing is, he's had worse teams in this.
Yeah. I truly think TJ can hang. Yeah. I think Fellow's good as well. I think he's a new addition into the squad, actually.
He is. They had
I don't know too much about Gwyn, but I would just like to think that, you understand your teammates' play styles and stuff.
I think Gwyn's been playing well too.
But I'm gonna go with Rokkr here. I'm purely going off the stats. You know, Ravens have been poor in the qualifiers.
They haven't been good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rokkr. I want to see though. See, I'm all for storylines, right? And what would be cool actually is if Claystar, like what you said about how he's won championships and then gets dropped into the bottom teams and then turn those teams into competing teams. That would be cool to see this major. If, let's just say, Rokkr get knocked out and then your next match is against, I don't know, Ultra, and then Ultra. Let's just be far-fetched here. Ultra, you knock them out. It goes to a 3-2, round 11.
Hey, at that point, I'm going to win the whole thing.
That would be cool, because I think because Claystar's like still one of the oldest players in the league. He's the
oldest player in the league,
Because he's like a longest serving player in the league and in Call of Duty. Like, the way everyone gives like Scump and nature and
we
karma
give
their
Clayster
flowers.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah, Clayster needs to be getting his flowers as well.
Yeah.
And I hope that he proves that he deserves his flowers in this losers bracket run.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because honestly,
that would be cool to see.
I can't see him have another bad year. I can't see it. Because himself
not having another bad year.
No, I can't watch him have another bad year. I can't physically watch him have another year where he gets kind of shafted and they just have a terrible year. The last series that I watched of Royal Ravens, Clayster was going absolutely insane. He was dropping I'm talking almost 40s. Dropping dumb numbers for his team. Like even TJ was playing better as well. Like TJ Haley's another one. He reminds me a bit of I don't want to say Hook, but I'll just say one of those players that like were gassed so much as one of like the best like S&D players in the league for years. Like he was on like I'm pretty sure he was on that Rise Nation team that was the stupid dominant.
Oh yeah.
TJ he's literally one of the best S&D. I'm talking about up with that simp in them, man. Like that's what his potential was as an S&D player. He's fallen off like crazy, but there's elements of life to him now that I'm like him and Clayster linking up and playing well together. It really can transform this team. Like it can make you look at the team very differently. But it all starts here. I'm not gonna lie. It starts from Major 1, elimination bracket round 1. That's where that change starts. Everything that happened in qualifying matches, forget about that.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, I think we can all agree that Minnesota Rokkr.
Yep.
I believe probably have that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know, our hearts are definitely hoping
a 3-1 or 3-2.
Yeah. But my heart definitely is hoping Ravens do something special. If we go back up to the winners bracket, the games we're looking at is Faze versus
OpTic. Yeah.
Sorry, Faze versus OpTic, and Surge versus Subliners. So let's start with Faze and OpTic. I'm gonna let you guys start. I'm gonna let you guys start.
Go on, Timo. You can start with this one.
You see, this is what we identify as box office. It's technically a final before the final, and it's it's been a war for God knows how many years now, to the point where I've lost count of what's happened or who's done what. However, at this moment in time, that Faze roster they're gonna need to be challenged, and I don't think there's gonna be much more of a challenge, especially if you're in an audience where where you have the audience of OpTic, and evidently you've got to be able to combat that. So I think, considering how well they've done at qualifiers, and I feel like when it comes to Faze, I don't like talking about qualifiers because we know what they're capable of when it comes to playing at majors.
Yeah.
I so much want OpTic to do well here, but I just don't see Faze faltering. I don't know what it is.
It's just Faze. That's what it is. Stupid.
You know what? You know what? Boston. I'm gonna have to. We'll see how things go, right? But I actually want OpTic to prove me wrong. So I'm gonna actually go for OpTic here. I want OpTic to prove me wrong. So this is me going against the grain completely.
Matchup. Like this is gonna be a hot OpTic we're hoping for. This is gonna be an OpTic that clearly is not starting cold. They have a 1-game buffer before they get to Faze, and this should be an OpTic that is serious now. They're on form. Yeah. By this point, if it was a round 1, oh yeah, I can't lie. I'd even say 3-0 to Faze. That would be so real. I was so right off at that point. But a round 2 is a different OpTic. Yep. Round 2 OpTic is a different OpTic than round 1. I'm gonna give them a chance. I'm gonna go OpTic for sure. Right. I'm just curious to know what Warren's gonna say here, because that's his baby. That's his babies, man.
Faze, my first love in gaming, as some would say. Yeah. I think this is quite predictable who I'm gonna go with, but it's not no favoritism or anything like that. It's just purely because of the form. Like I'm just going off form.
Yeah.
OpTic, I'm not saying, all right, put it like this, put aside form, okay, it's just org against org, team against team. I'm still gonna pick Faze. Yeah. I'm going a bit off topic here, but it's a bit like Chelsea Arsenal. As of recent years, Arsenal have had Chelsea's number in head-to-head matches, right? That's how I feel OpTic have been like with Faze in the last few COD titles. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, they were dominating Faze. Vanguard, oh, I remember the Major 1 Vanguard vividly, you know, and what they did to Faze in that final. I will never forget it because it actually hurt me. Like, actually, the fact I still remember it just goes to show how much it hurt.
Beautiful for me.
I just think the way Faze are playing, like, everything's just so in sync. Everything's just great. The COD timing's great. Like, everything that they're doing is just great. You know, simp setting records. I don't even think Celium's even reached like the pinnacle of like near final form yet. Like you know, Freezer. You know, Freezer had different forms. I don't even think Celium's first form yet. You know, I think he's just. I still think he's going through the motions of
he's
like
still that,
new
he's
game.
Still that second form with the big head at the back. That's where he is right now. He even reached like.
If you see Celium put his feet up on his lap, like he does the whole like this and he plays like this. Yeah, I don't know if you lot can see, but he rests his arms on his leg. Like, yeah. If you see Celium playing like that, he's locked. I know it doesn't make sense, I know, but he's locked in. I'm telling you, I've been watching this kid for years. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. To conclude, I'm gonna go with Faze OpTic. Yeah, it's a very, very good game. It's just purely because of the chemistry and the sequence. I think Faze just look better playing than OpTic at the moment. But that's not to say Faze are better than OpTic. I'm just saying Faze are playing better than at the moment.
Yeah. If this was like, let's say we hadn't seen anything really, this was before the season, I'd probably say OpTic because OpTic is Faze's kryptonite. Even when OpTic have been playing relatively poorly, when they go up against Faze, it's different. I don't know. Like Shotzi looks different. Like everyone just looks on point. But that is back when Scump was on the roster.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that, like, for example, Dashi and Celium are friends outside of comp.
Yeah.
Like they're cool. They're mates. I think it's the fact that you know that when you go into a competitive environment against someone you know who you actually respect in this game, you know you have to be teed. Yeah,
you play like even better. That's like us playing rank play, but then us doing the customs against each other. I'm playing so much better in the customs because I know you. I know you guys. Like I know how good you guys are. Like there's no disrespect there. Like that but in game, there's no underestimating the people I play with. Like if I'm playing against you now. But I feel like that whole OpTic being Faze's kryptonite, I actually personally think has a lot to do with Scump, and he's no longer on the roster anymore. I feel like that has been like a decade-long thing of they've been like back and forth, and then OpTic started to just win it that matchup quite a lot.
When Scump was in OpTic, there was more of a fire.
There was just something there. Just something there. I don't know if he felt it personally, but I'm just saying his experience going up against Faze really helped them in that specific matchup. To not have that anymore, I can't say now that that's still true. You know, I'm not saying they can't win. Of course they can. But the whole like OpTic being Faze's kryptonite thing, I do feel like we have to put that to the side because that was a different roster. And now we have Draza on Faze, who brings a whole completely different energy than Slasher or our cities did. So I think Faze are gonna take it because, like you said, we cannot deny Faze's form. I think a lot of people would be silly to not favor Faze, and the only reason why you probably wouldn't is just you prefer OpTic. Like, if we're looking at on paper, off paper, stats, chemistry, knowledge, how they're even approaching the game right now, Faze are a well-oiled machine. OpTic have too many holes right now. Like, if OpTic managed to beat them, then they actually probably will win the entire thing. Because what is required to beat a Faze is your best. You can't have a single moment of messing up. And OpTic are doing that against lower tier teams. Faze they are literally undefeated right now. They are not showing any signs of slowing down. So yeah, I feel like it's Faze, man. So next we have Surge versus Subliners. That one, from this point, it gets scary for everybody. That means Surge beat Ultra.
It's predictable here, you know, Piggy.
Who do you think takes it? Subliners?
Yeah, I think it's a Subliners. The thing is, I see Surge playing well in like a map in a series, like an Ultra. Let's say they beat Ultra 3-2, cool, bet. Yeah. But I think against the Subliners, I think they could come off the gas a little bit, which could hinder their tournament performance. That's what I think. I think Surge are prone to small things like that where it's like, okay, you've gone to third gear against Ultra. Can
Yeah.
you maintain third gear or go up another gear?
Yeah.
But I see Surge as the team that goes third gear against Ultra. Then right now, let's go back to second or first gear, and then if we're losing, go to third gear. Like I see them as like a bit of an inconsistent kind of performance team.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Which is something they probably do need to work on, because I have seen performances from Surge that have been inconsistent. Like sometimes there's some games I haven't seen. I'll check the results and I'll be like, oh, you guys lost. But you guys just did the matting against so and so. So
I actually agree with that, you know, because we've seen Surge have a good series.
Yep.
It, you know, confined into one day against one team. In terms of proving themselves over a course of a few games, and to have back-to-back really, really difficult matchups, you're right. I don't know if they can continue to have that same intensity. I feel like it will take a lot from them in the Ultra series. And I think you're right with how their ability to maintain that for Subliners is a bit questionable. A Surge Subliners matchup is going to be a bang over a match, but I do feel like Subliners come out on that one. I just feel like it's the type of game they live for. They want that. Like they got that dog in them. They want that matchup. You know what I'm saying? The way they think, I feel like they're like, yes, so, get us ready for championship like Sunday. So
for winners bracket,
we have Faze. We have Faze and Subliners.
Yeah.
See, sorry, that gave me.
That's gonna require a whole different pizza with stuffed crust.
They gave me chills.
Barbecue base.
You know,
that's a four toppings on that as well.
Yeah, that's another day. Minimum. I'm pretty sure that's the next day. We're having pizza twice, 2 days in a row.
Yep, exactly.
But if we go back to elimination round 2 at this point, we will have LA Thieves versus Heretics, who we're saying is going to lose against OpTic. So they'll drop down and they'll face off against Thieves. I feel like it's a no-brainer, personally.
Yep.
I think Heretics take that.
Yep, I agree.
I think they take that. I don't think they'll get mentally destroyed just because they drop to losers. I think they'll just... I feel like they continuously are going to have something to prove anyway. I don't think it's like, oh, we're going down to losers. Oh, we feel disheartened. They had a very hard match up round 1 against OpTic. To them, I feel like they think they know that they can beat these other teams. That they're literally like where they are in the standings.
The complete opposite, you know. I think because of all the passion that they actually have, I feel like games where they feel like they should have won but they didn't might get to their head because of the passion that they have. No, Heretics.
No, but I'm saying their first game is OpTic.
I know, and I truly think it can go either way. I truly believe that. But if they do lose, I think they defo have the potential to lose their heads because of the passion they possess. You know, like, you know, when you should have like looked in that corner. It's like, oh, I checked all my corners, but I didn't look at this corner. You know, I feel like they would somewhat lose their... I don't know too much about them, but I've seen a lot of players that have passion lose their heads so easily because of the passion they possess. It's like they want to do so well for themselves that they forget it's like, it's okay not to be too hard on yourself, you know? Like, you didn't play well. Okay, you didn't win, but you've played well. Like, no one can say that your team lost because you played absolutely awful. You played well.
I mean, if you just look at the two teams in contrast of where they're at, I know Miami haven't been around for a while in the CDL, but considering the sort of, you know, I don't want to really necessarily call it damage because we don't know to the extent of how much damage it is, but look at the sort of output they've been able to put out for the last couple of weeks.
You've been playing well.
I can't see them, like, I generally can't see them losing that game. That's just...
They played, you know what it is? They've played well in hard... Like, every big team Thieves has played against, they've been destroyed. Every big team that Heretics has played against, bar one, I think, was Ultra, they've played close matches or won.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that level, that caliber of team, if it was like a Surge in elimination round 2, I think maybe it would get to their heads because that's another good team. And that's like, that's pressure. That's like your fire kind of gets put out. I just don't see them looking at Thieves and thinking, oh, damn, like that last match. I just think that they'll use Thieves as like a reset button. Like, forget about that. I know it was hard. We got a lifeline. No offense to Thieves, I'm sorry. But we got a lifeline. This is our chance to make a losers bracket run. We get through this first team and when we go on from there. So
No, facts.
I don't know. I'm not saying Thieves can't win because Heretics could lose their heads and they could just run out of steam as well. But I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. So I think, yeah, process of elimination. I think we got Heretics beating Thieves in that Elim round 2. And then we've got Ultra versus Rokkr, which is
Ultra.
And yeah, it's another no-brainer for me too.
It's an Ultra.
I think it's Ultra as well. They just look so good, man.
Yeah, they look Ultra are phenomenal right now.
And I don't really feel like they lose their heads.
If I was to
like
recommend a
that.
team to somebody outside of Call of Duty League, like if they said Warren, like who is
You
a
should
team I
look
should
at-
support, I would say Ultra. I'd definitely say Ultra. If I had to exclude the OpTic and the Faze, obviously, you know, the biggest orgs.
Yeah.
I would definitely say Ultra because one, they're entertaining to watch, and two, they play very good Call of Duty. You know, it's just that simple. They the cohesion's there, the COD timing's there, the beams are there. Like, is there anything bad with this Ultra team right at the moment? You know,
I can't think.
Exactly.
I mean, they went 6-1. You know, they had 1 L, and it was it just
so
was right at the beginning.
they are human. They are human.
They are
human.
human.
They can be beaten, but
I
they're
just
just
don't
such a
think Rokkr has
well-drilled
it.
team, man.
To do it. Unfortunate to Rokkr. I think it'll be a decent match though.
Do you know what's funny? I think Ultra are so close to reaching. Like I know they were in the finals of the championship.
Yeah.
But I think they're actually close to a chip. You know. Or
they're winning. They're winning a major this year.
Oh yeah,
I'll be very
I think they're
surprised.
winning the major this year.
I'll be very surprised if they don't win the major. But yeah, I think Heretics winning their matchup and Ultra winning their matchup makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, which turns into a Thieves versus Thieves Heretic?
Wait, it's Heretics versus OpTic. That's where it gets very interesting because we have OpTic losing to Faze in winners round 2 and dropping down.
Oh yeah, they dropped down.
That's gonna be a rematch. Heretics OpTic rematch.
And it's at this point that I don't even know what I'm ordering at that point. I can't even think of food. I'm just gonna be thinking, who wants this more? Who wants it more?
Difficult. This rematches are usually difficult to call against very close teams. Like if you get upset, like let's say a team upsets OpTic, right, and then they get a rematch, I'll take OpTic winning it if it's an upset. I don't think Heretics being OpTic is an upset. So when you have a rematch against another team that actually could have won your series, it's like squeaky bum time.
Yeah,
squeaky bum time. I would love to think OpTic would win this. But after beating them already, and at this point, I mean, everyone, we can't use, there's no excuses about being cold. Everyone's flipping on fire at this point. Everyone's, it's more about
you're basically halfway through the tournament.
The tournament at this point. It's like who has the most steam? Like, who's going to run out of steam first? I think OpTic would win it, and I think they would potentially win it more comfortably. I'm trying to think who would just study their opponent better within such a small amount of time. Like who would be quicker to fix small mistakes, and I think it would be OpTic.
I actually think this will favor OpTic more than Miami.
Yeah.
Yes, there's the element of being in the unknown with Miami.
Yeah.
I also think energy and vibes can only get you so far.
It's true.
I do appreciate that, and I feel like they're going to have a great tournament, and this won't be the last time we hear of them in any way, shape, or form. I just think OpTic have that know-how, and they have that. It's almost like we've been here before. We know how to kind of get out of this. Whether they identify it as a mess or not, they know how to get out of it. I think that's what's going to see. That's what's going to see OpTic get out of it. I think OpTic take that one still.
And then if we go down, we got Surge versus Ultra.
Hey, now that one.
That's another rematch. We got hella rematches, yo. Damn. We got hella rematches. Yeah. Again, I would favor Ultra. If Surge and Ultra play 10 times, I think Ultra win 8 of them, and Surge win 2. I think they win 8% of matches.
I think just Ultra just have that bit of ice as well. Again, it's a competition experience. You know, they've they're in the top echelons of like the CDL now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's funny because I used to count Ultra out. Actually, I used to think that they were like a pathetic team, that just a team you could walk over. And then now look at them; they're a team that I fear as well. Like I'm a Faze supporter, and obviously supporting Surge this year, but. Even I'm shook at Ultra when I come against them. Like I would rather avoid Ultra. Like I would rather play a Subliners than an Ultra. No disrespect to Subliners, obviously, but there's just something about that Ultra team that is so scary.
It's Thanos energy.
Yeah, like it's just so. There's just something about them that I can't put my finger on, which I probably will be able to at the end of this major.
Yeah, this major will. I'm so excited for it.
Ultra are just I would prefer to get them at the latter stages of the tournament. I don't want them early. Like, please stay away from me. But
if that's the case, cheese and peas and chicken and bread. If that's the case, we will have an OpTic and Ultra matchup, and it will be the first matchup this entire tournament between those two teams. It'll be the first time they've played each other. No, I mean in this tournament.
Oh,
obviously we've had like 2 rematches in losers bracket, but this will be like the first time OpTic go up against Ultra in this tournament.
Oh, a fresh team.
Yeah, fresh teams. After literally like playing against all these other squads, it's like, oh my days, we've not even seen you this tournament. Again, another banger. 2 teams that you wouldn't even expect in the Elim bracket, but when the winners is so flipping stacked,
I couldn't tell you who I think wins that. You know, is this round 4? Is this elimination round 4? Or
this
final?
is elimination round 4.
Oh shit! So that means, excuse language. So that means they face
the semifinals is next. They'll face the winner,
finals,
the loser of Faze and Subliners. Yeah, so it's.
Do you know what?
It's mad. I'm laughing, but it's crazy. This is crazy.
You know what?
To call.
I'm gonna have to go with Ultra again. Just again, qualifiers. They've just looked formidable. They've looked strong.
Look better.
Yeah,
they just look better.
But the thing is, though, no, wait, hold on, because if OpTic are progressing through the losers bracket, like if they've made it this far, then then a part of me feels like they can't be stopped. Like, think about it. If they drop out of winners in round 2. Yeah, and then now they've gone on the run all the way to round 4. You've got a bit of form right now, and we know what OpTic are like with a bit of form. Do you know what I'm saying?
Scary.
So yeah, that's why it's inconclusive. I couldn't tell you.
This is my opinion about it. I think with how OpTic's been looking, whatever they gain by having so many matches and winning all of them in this major, and finally coming up against Ultra, makes those 2 teams even. I don't think OpTic goes into this tournament being even with Ultra. I feel like that matchup, you take Ultra all day. But the fact that OpTic could potentially get a bit of momentum after like having to win such close matches, it now makes me think, okay, they have a chance. Whereas going into it, I wouldn't think they have a chance with how they've looked and with how Ultra have looked. So that would even it for me. But then we have to think about the fact that Ultra have also now had reps, and then that's why it would edge it for me for Ultra.
Yeah,
and if they went into it all even and then had a mad losers bracket, both of them, then it's like wow, like you're both warm, you've both looked good all season, you're both top teams. That, do you know what I'm saying? It's just like you're both whatever. But the fact that OpTic are coming into this with question marks is just like you're just on the back foot, in my opinion, to these other top teams, like especially Faze and Ultra. Like maybe Subliners, I see them kind of similar, but when it comes to Ultra and Faze, if it's not OpTic's best, I just don't see them winning that. And if they're coming into it shaky, and they would have had to face Heretics twice and Faze, it's just like,
do you know what? I so hear it, you know,
she kind of just got
to me it sounds like how I've interpreted what you just said is OpTic at their peak, at their best, unstoppable, but it's when they're not at their best, they don't look like they can win games. Like it's literally like a scale. You're either the best or you're the most rubbish.
Their floor is so low. Like Faze's floor is not that low. Faze's floor is still semi-finals for most of these majors. Like when Faze are not playing well, they are still reaching semi-finals.
Let's not forget as well, they were on that S&D win streak but couldn't win a HP. So it just goes to show, like even when they're not doing very good, they can still
pull it out. But when OpTic look bad, they get top 12. Like, and I hate to say it, that's my team. I love them, but it's the truth. So I mean, I would personally take Ultra winning this. Yeah, under these circumstances, I would. Ultra will reach elimination finals, and then we'll have Faze and Subliners to decide in winners finals. Who do we think wins that matchup? I think I know who I'm picking.
I know who I'm picking.
Yeah. Do you know who you're picking? Get Faze and Sub?
Yeah, it's gonna be Faze for me. I think they're going all the way. I think they're reaching
Faze
the
make all the way
championship.
to the end.
I think max maps they lose is probably going to be about 3. I think I don't think they're going to lose an S&D. I think if there is any maps they lose, it's either a HP or a control. In my opinion, which is what they've been struggling with. HP that is. Control, they look very good, especially invasion. If you see a control invasion,
disgusting.
Good luck. Good luck on control invasion against Faze.
Don't see it.
Yeah.
But I have no rebuttal.
Yeah, Faze.
0 rebuttals. Faze.
Yep. I'm gonna have to say Phase 2, people.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry if it's worrying for you, but it is what, isn't it?
Nope. It's Faze has been dominating the CDL for a minute now.
Until they give us a reason to not say, like, they haven't given us a reason. They've shown no signs of cracking up that I literally couldn't. Unless I was trying to do what Mystic Meg and make a crazy, like, prediction. Oh no, they're gonna lose and winners. No, like, they're making it to the end. So then if that's the case, the Subliners drop down and it's a Subliners Ultra rematch, not in the finals, but in the semis. Well, that's elimination semis. Yeah. And you tell me if you agree with this. I think Ultra win that.
Nah, disagree.
You think Subliners win it?
Yeah, I think Subliners.
I think they lose that.
Do you know what it is? It's because I've seen Subliners. 2 things. I've seen Subliners lose their first match in winners bracket and then do a losers run and win the major. And I've
that's
also
how they
seen
did
them. I've also seen them
lose,
get knocked out of the winners bracket into like an elimination round 4 or finals, and then they come back in and then win it. I've seen them bounce back too many times. So now I'm just confident that every time they get knocked down, they're straight back up, kind of thing.
I would agree if it was any other team. I feel like once you get to a Subliners Ultra, basically semis, like they're semis, right? I think it everything that's happened means nothing, and it is completely about the chip on your shoulder for Ultra. Well, last time everything was on the line and we were against his team, we embarrassed ourselves. It wasn't competitive. We didn't show anything. It wasn't even like Subliners just edged it out. We literally did not show up. We didn't come to finals. After being the best team, arguably, that year, we didn't come. So I'm looking about who has more to lose here. Subliners already got their chip. They already got their championship win. They already got their trophy. They're already going into it thinking, we can beat them. They wouldn't be cocky about it. I'll be real. They will be serious about this matchup. But I think Scrappy Doo is not going another month or 2 being called washed, a shit talker, all air. That man, I don't even think he cares about winning this major at this point. He just wants to beat this team. Like, I literally think this is going to be the most motivated match for Ultra in the season, period. If they don't, like, apart from champs this year, like, I think about a mentality of a team going against another team like that who did embarrass them and were neck and neck, who should have been neck and neck. And it's like, I feel like Ultra do have that dog in them to kind of just be like, we're not losing this, and then not lose it. And it takes nothing away from what I think about Subliners and being able to win. I just think who has more to lose in this matchup if they don't win it, and for me it's Ultra. But I understand putting Subliners, because Subliners they've proven themselves every time that they've been on the back foot, like whether it's a losers run or not being a favourable team. So kind of can't count out Subliners. I just think that extra motivation for Ultra is gonna carry them in the series. Like, we didn't.
It's two heavyweight teams, though, isn't it? It's like I don't think there's a wrong answer.
There isn't. The same way there's like 4 of these matchups that there wasn't really a wrong answer.
I feel like it's a wrong answer if we see in hindsight that let's say Ultra Subliners elimination round final, and let's say Ultra beat Subliners 3-0. That's when I'll say, okay, it wasn't close. They got 3-0 in a major. But
as of right, hindsight is 2020, and I don't think there's any shame in picking one of those 2 teams and they don't win. That no one can come back and be like, see, you were faded. No, there's no faded answer here. It's literally like, we have a pick and we gotta find out. That's it. We get to enjoy. We don't lose nothing. So I mean, I vote for Ultra. We'll just do how we've been doing it, innit? This is why it's good to have 3 people, because then process of elimination, one has to go forward. So I think Ultra. Take that.
This one's tough because I kind of agree with both of you. My head's telling me that if Subliners are to find themselves in this position, they're gonna get their way out. I feel that Subliners will win.
That's 2 votes.
I think Subliners are gonna get.
You Warren, you stick with Subliners, yeah?
I'm sticking with Subliners.
All right.
I think they've just got the ice. I think they just got the ice.
We have our championship Sunday matchup, guys. Faze Clan versus the New York Subliners. We've spoken about, all these reasons why these teams made it here. But I don't think there's anything else to say apart from who do we have winning Boston Major 1 2024?
The sole reason why I think this particular team wins Major 1 is because of how they started in qualifiers, how they've gone into the major, progressing through the tournament, and then also not losing as many maps. I think that just shows a dominant tournament performance. And that team for me, who I think can uphold that kind of standard, is Faze. It's Atlanta Faze. I think they are the team that literally upholds everything I just mentioned. I think they will be consistent throughout the tournament. Yeah, I just got to back Faze. I think they do it. I don't think they lose a map. I think they basically go. Well, no, they will lose a map, maybe, but I think they win the series. Yeah, they win every series.
I'll be honest.
I think they start Modern Warfare 3 very strong this season. I must admit. So yeah, for me, I'm locking in Faze.
Yeah, I take Faze as the first the winners of the first major of 2024 for the CDL season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any other way. Yes, Subliners could win, of course, but I think they deserve to win. If a bracket goes how it's gone, and we think about the qualifiers, they deserve to win Major 1.
Yeah.
They seem the most prepared, the most put together, the best teamwork. Individually, they're playing at their best. They seem like they love the game. They're grinding the game every day. The comms are great. They deserve to win, in my opinion.
100%. The thing is, though, it's all well and good dominating a tournament, but at the end of the day, you still got to win that final.
Exactly. And I think they have the ice for it.
Yeah. The thing is, though, they've done that before, though, where they got to the championships. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't win
the championship final. And they didn't win, and
Subliners were progressing through
their losers. Yeah, because they got second.
They kept getting second, and I would like to think this is the year they break their curse.
I don't think they get second.
I think they get first.
I think they pick up 2 chips. Yeah, there's 4 majors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they pick up 2 chips. I don't know who picks up the other 2, but I think they definitely get 2.
That's 2 votes for Faze. What are you telling us, Timo?
I think that's going to make it 3 out of 3.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of like what Warren said. Like they haven't dropped anything. Like at least to this point of what we've been able to see, they haven't dropped anything. And I feel like consistency is a huge rule of thumb to go by. I do honestly think that the roster of just I don't even think they've even reached flow state, and we've seen Simp do some crazy stuff, Salim do some crazy stuff, Beezy do his thing, and I just think that it's too much to handle at that point. I think if they already arrive in that final in the form that they've already been in up till now, it's a no-brainer. I don't think it'll be a clean sweep by any means. I think it's definitely going to be a very fierce contest. And I think if anything, it's going to be a test of resolve for Subliners. But no, I think Faze have got it. It's got it written all over it, to be honest.
I think we have a very, very good bracket. Of course, our bracket's going to look different to hundreds of thousands of other people's, but that's what makes Call of Duty so fun. The fact that we can have brackets that look different means that we have a great season ahead of us, because we actually have multiple teams that can win, which is what you like to see. But that is the Major 1 Boston bracket. Predictions by myself, Lil Piglet, Mr. Timo Too Good, and Statics Wars. All their information on socials will be in the description below, so make sure you give them a follow. And please like and subscribe to not only my channel, their channel, but the Too Good cast as well. Okay, if you're not locked into the Too Good cast, what you're doing, I'm using the overlay on my own channel. Okay, it's embedded at this point. Okay, head over to the Too Good cast as well. We do regular podcast episodes on not just a CDL, multiplayer, and Warzone, and the Warzone competitive scene as well. So make sure you guys are locked into that. I appreciate you guys for watching, boys. Thank you for being here with me. And we're gonna go F off and watch some Watch Your God. Love you guys. Catch you all in the next video. Mwah. Peace.
Peace.